You can have a gentle heart and still lose yourself by giving too much. Many people confuse kindness with overgiving, thinking self-sacrifice is the same as compassion. But the Buddha reminded us, you yourself, as much as anyone, deserve your love and affection. When giving lacks wisdom, it turns into exhaustion, resentment, and quiet suffering. In this video, we'll explore 5 signs you're giving too much and how to rebalance your energy so your kindness nourishes you, not drains you. Sign number 1. You feel drained after helping others. One of the clearest signs you're giving too much is simple. After helping others, you feel empty instead of peaceful. True compassion, the kind the Buddha taught, doesn't drain you. It expands you. It warms your heart rather than weighs it down. But when you are constantly the listener, the healer, the one who absorbs everyone's pain, your energy begins to sink. You give comfort, but underneath, you feel tired, overwhelmed, or quietly resentful. Maybe you've been the friend who's always available at any hour, the one who listens for hours but has no space to speak about your own struggles, the one who holds everyone together while holding your breath. This is not compassion, it is imbalance. Buddhist wisdom teaches that compassion must include yourself, otherwise it becomes self-neglect. If you help others by pouring from an empty cup, your kindness turns into silent suffering. Here is a simple but powerful practice. Before saying yes, pause and check in with yourself. Ask, do I have the energy for this right now? Can I support them without abandoning myself? If the answer is no, it's not unkind to step back. It is wisdom. It is balance. It is giving from a place that is true, not forced. Because compassion that drains you is not compassion. It is self-forgetting. Sign number 2. You say yes, even when your heart says no. Another sign you're giving too much is when the word yes leaves your mouth, even while your heart quietly whispers no. This is people-pleasing disguised as kindness, a habit born from fear of disappointing others, losing approval, or being seen as unhelpful. But the Buddha taught that suffering arises when we act against our own truth. Every time you agree to something you don't have the energy for, a small part of you tightens. You feel pressured, overwhelmed, or silently resentful, not because the request was wrong, but because you betrayed your inner boundary. Maybe you've taken on extra tasks at work even though your plate was already full. Maybe you've attended gatherings you didn't want to go to. Maybe you've helped someone who never once asked how you were doing. You say yes to avoid guilt, yet the real guilt appears later, when you realize you abandoned your own needs. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that kindness must be rooted in authenticity, not fear. A forced yes helps no one in the long run, because it comes from pressure, not compassion. Here is a gentle practice to reclaim your space without conflict. Instead of answering immediately, say, "Let me think and get back to you." This short sentence creates breathing room. It gives you time to check your energy, your capacity, and your truth. If your heart says no, honor it. A truthful no is far kinder than a resentful yes. Your peace matters too. Sign number 3. You give more than you receive in every relationship. One of the most painful signs you're giving too much is finding yourself in one-sided relationships, where you give endlessly yet receive very little in return. You're always the one initiating conversations, always the one forgiving first, always the one adjusting, accommodating, and overextending, while the other person remains passive, distant, or unavailable. This imbalance slowly wears down your spirit. It makes you question your worth, your importance, your place in someone's life. But the Buddha taught that genuine relationships, whether friendship, family, or love, must have balance. Compassion flows in both directions. Care circulates like breath. When only one person is giving, the relationship stops being connection and becomes quiet self-sacrifice. Think of a plant you water every day, while the other person doesn't even notice the soil is dry. No matter how much you pour, the roots eventually suffocate from neglect. Here is a simple Buddhist-inspired practice. Observe the energy exchange. Ask yourself, do I feel nourished after interacting with this person, or do I feel drained? Do they show care in their own way, or am I carrying the entire weight of the connection? Does this relationship breathe? This is not about keeping score. It's about noticing whether the relationship supports your well-being or slowly erodes it. Balanced relationships make you feel seen, supported, and valued. One-sided ones make you feel tired, invisible, or used. When you honor the imbalance instead of ignoring it, you reclaim your self-respect and your peace. Sign number 4. You feel guilty. When you take time for yourself, a powerful sign you're giving too much is when rest makes you feel guilty. When taking even a small moment for yourself feels selfish, or when slowing down fills you with anxiety, as if you're letting everyone down simply by choosing to breathe. This guilt is not natural. It is conditioned self-neglect. Somewhere along the way, you learned that your value comes from being useful, available, or strong for others, and that caring for yourself is somehow less important. But the Buddha taught that caring for yourself is part of the path to peace. You cannot pour kindness into the world from a heart that is exhausted or ignored. Think about the times you've sacrificed rest just to please someone, cancelling a quiet evening because someone wanted company, forcing yourself to help when your mind was already overwhelmed, pushing through burnout because you didn't want to seem selfish. Each time, your body whispered stop, but guilt pushed you forward. Here is a practice to shift this pattern, a simple self-compassion mantra. My well-being matters too. Rest is not selfish. Rest is wisdom. Repeat it whenever guilt rises. Let it soften the tightness in your chest. The truth is, you are not here to be endlessly available. You are here to live, breathe, grow, and care for yourself with the same tenderness you offer others. When you honor your own needs, your giving becomes healthier and your heart becomes lighter. Sign number 5. You mistake self-sacrifice for love. One of the most painful signs you're giving too much is when you begin to mistake self-sacrifice for love. You give endlessly, hoping to be seen. You overextend yourself, hoping to feel valued. You do everything for others, carry their burdens, meet their needs, fix their problems, all while quietly abandoning your own. At first it feels noble, but slowly it turns into exhaustion, and beneath the exhaustion grows resentment, not because you don't love them, but because your giving came from fear. The fear of losing them, the fear of not being enough, the fear that love must be earned instead of shared. Buddhist wisdom teaches a powerful truth. Love without balance becomes attachment, not compassion. Compassion is warm, open, steady. Attachment is anxious, draining, and filled with silent expectations. When you give too much, your heart becomes tangled in those expectations. I hope they appreciate this. Maybe now they'll treat me better. If I keep giving, they won't leave. But this is not love. This is self-erasure. Here is a practice to bring your heart back into balance. Mindful giving with equal exchange. Before giving, pause and ask, am I giving from love or from fear? Is this a fair exchange of energy, or am I carrying everything alone? Healthy love flows both ways, in giving and in receiving. It nourishes both hearts, not just one. When you stop sacrificing yourself to be loved, you discover something beautiful. Love grows deeper when it honors both people, including you. Today you learned the 5 signs you're giving too much: feeling drained, saying yes when you mean no, one-sided relationships, guilt around rest, and confusing self-sacrifice with love. Remember, you deserve the same compassion you freely offer others. As the Buddha said, peace begins with you. If this video brought clarity or comfort, subscribe for more Buddhist wisdom and emotional clarity. And always remember, give with love, not exhaustion.